Hey guys, welcome to Michelle's STEM Journey. I'm Michelle and I'm here today with another AMC Problem of the Week video. This week's video comes from the year 2017, 10A, Problem 21, and it deals with geometry. I hope you all enjoy this video and let's get started. The problem states a square with side length x is inscribed in a right triangle with sides of length 3, 4, and 5, so that one vertex of the square coincides with the right angle vertex of the triangle. A square with side length y is inscribed in another right triangle with sides of length 3, 4, and 5, so that one side of the square lies on the hypotenuse of the triangle. What is x over y? So first we can draw out the first triangle. Okay, so we have named the first triangle A, B, and C, and we will name the square A, F, E, and D. And it tells you that the side length of the square is x. So now it also tells us that the triangle has sides of 34 and 5. So we will let AC be 3, AB be 4, and then BC will be 5. And we can notice here that triangle A, B, and C, so the big triangle, and triangle F, B, and E are similar. So F, B, and E is this triangle right here. So this is because all of the angle measures for triangle A, B, and C are the same for triangle F, B, and E. So if we see here, angle BFE, so this angle, this is a right angle. And so its corresponding angle for the triangle A, B, and C would be A. And since these two angles are both right triangle, then that means they are equal to each other. And then angle B would be equal to itself. And so we already have two angles from each of the triangles that are the same. So that means that obviously then all three of the angles would be the same. So therefore, these two triangles would be similar. And so because they are similar, it would give us the equation of BF over FE would be equal to AB over AC. Okay, so I just wrote out the statement for the similar triangles, and we get this equation right here because if we see in this equation, this statement, I guess, BF, so right here, would be right here, BF over FE, so BF over FE has to be equal to AB over AC. And then so we can plug some of the variables or numbers into this equation. Because we set AB to be 4, then BF would be 4 minus x. So 4 minus x, and then FE is x. This would be equal to AB we set is 4, and then AC we set is 3. So now we can just cross multiply. So we have solved for x. X would be 12 over 7. Now moving on to the second case. We can also draw it out. So I named the second triangle A prime, B prime, and C prime, just so we don't mix up the first triangle and second triangle. And so looking at this triangle here, we see that triangle A prime, B prime, C prime, so the big overall triangle, and triangle R, B prime, Q, these two triangles are similar. So R, B prime, Q is this triangle. And the reason as to why it is similar is just like the previous triangle. So angle B prime is equal to itself, and then angle QRB prime is a right triangle, and so is A prime. So we already have two angles in these two triangles that are the same. So therefore, these two triangles are similar. And so looking at the statement here, we can also figure out an equation. So A prime B prime over R B prime would equal to A prime C prime over R Q. And this is because you see AB over RB prime, or A prime B prime over RB prime. This would equal to A prime C prime over RQ. Now we can also plug in some of the numbers and variables. And also don't forget that it tells us that this square, the side length of square SRQT is y. So you see right here, we already know that A prime B prime is 4 because it tells you that in the question, and we don't know what RB prime is, and that is okay. We can just leave it as it is. And then A prime C prime is 3, and then RQ is y. So now we can just cross multiply. Well, right now we can't figure out what y is because we have another variable that we don't know, RB prime, and so we can actually, my thought process is that we have figured out what RB prime is in terms of y. So this segment, this segment right here is 4 over 3y. And then this segment is y, as we already know. And we already know the length of C prime B prime. That is 5 because it tells us that in the question. And so we can actually add all of these three segments together. So C prime S, this segment, plus RS, which we already know is y, and then RB prime, which you already know is 4 over 3y. So if we add all these three segments together, that would give us 5. So we can just set up an equation. But we don't know what C prime S is. So that is what we should be trying to figure out next. Well, because we are trying to figure out C prime S, then we should use the triangle C prime S T. And so we also see that triangle A prime B prime C prime is similar to triangle STC prime. And the reason is exactly the same as to the previous couple of reasons. Angle C prime ST is a right triangle and A prime is a right triangle, and then angle C prime is equal to itself, so we have, two angles that are the same, and so these two triangles are similar. So now we just have to figure out an equation to solve for C prime S. So A prime B prime over ST. So it would be A prime B prime over ST, and it corresponds, so that is valid, would be equal to A prime C prime over ST prime. And so now perfectly we have SC prime right here. And so we can just plug in some of the numbers that we already know. Okay, so now we have solved for SC prime in terms of y, and that is perfect because now we have an equation that only contains the variable y. And so we can just solve for that. Okay, so now we have both solved for x and y. And so it's just asking what is x over y. So it would be 12 over 7. You divide that by 60 over 37, so it's technically just multiplying the reciprocal of it. And it would give us the answer of 37 over 35. So D.